Hello and welcome to Standard Voice Television Global News. Today, 12th June 2026, equivalent Islamic calendar 26th Zulhijjah, 1447 after the Hijrah of the Noble Prophet. In the headlines, President Tinubu in Democracy Day speech says terror sponsors will pay dearly. House of Representatives pass state police as constitution amendment gains momentum. Troops Operation Fansanyama rescue 119 kidnapped victims. Destroy bandits camp in southern Kaduna. On the international scene, US President Trump cancels planned Iran strikes and signaling possible agreement. And on sport updates, Real Madrid names Mourinho as coach on 3-year contract. Details of these and more will be coming to you in the news bulletin. I am Sumaya Mustafa. Stand by. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says no mercy will be shown to terror purveyors who enabled the killing and kidnapping of innocent Nigerians. Tinubu gave the warning in his national address delivered on the occasion of Nigeria's 27th consecutive Democracy Day celebration. He also issued an ultimatum to bandits, kidnappers and sponsors of terrorism to surrender or face the full force of the Nigerian state, disclosing that his administration has already neutralized over 13,000 terrorists in the past year alone. According to the president, although terror-related deaths had declined by 81% since 2015, Friday's Democracy Day celebration was subdued by the continued captivity of school children abducted in Oyo and Borno states.
Fellow Nigerians, today we celebrate democracy and the enduring Nigerian spirit. For 27 unbroken years, since May 29, 1999, Nigerians have chosen their leaders through the ballot, witnessed peaceful transition of power, and resolved disagreement in courtrooms and legislative chambers, not through violence. We have experienced the longest stretch of civilian rule in our history. Our democracy is not perfect, but it is ours, and we must continue to defend and strengthen it.
Tinubu, while commenting on the recurrent power crisis, explained that the sector was characterized by generation shortfalls, an unreliable gas supply, and transmission infrastructure so fragile that it could not evacuate available power. On the broader economy, Tinubu said federation revenues had risen, providing state and local governments with more resources, fiscal transparency had improved, and investor confidence had returned across agriculture, energy, manufacturing, technology, mining, transportation, and the creative industries. A media mogul has described Democracy Day as a reminder of the sacrifices made by Nigerians who fought for democratic ideals and of leaders' responsibility to deliver good governance. The executive chairman of Liberty Television and Radio, Alhaji Ahmed Tijani Romalan, made the assertion in a statement as Nigeria marks another Democracy Day on June 12, 2026. He also called on Nigerians to remain united, law-abiding, and supportive of development efforts, emphasizing that national progress requires collective responsibility, patriotism, and faith in democracy in the pursuit of a peaceful, secure, united, and prosperous Nigeria. Moving on, the federal government has reiterated its commitment to building a stronger investment-driven economy through sustained partnership with state governments. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave the assurance in Awka during the nationwide Subnational Engagement and Technical Reform Workshop. The Director General, Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PBEC, Zahra Audu, who conveyed Tinubu's message, stressed that Nigeria's economic prosperity will be driven by coordinated reforms at all levels of government. She noted that the federal government is implementing one of the most ambitious economic reform programs in recent history. Also speaking, Governor Chukwuma Soludo reaffirmed the state government's commitment to creating a business-friendly environment that would inspire investor confidence and economic growth. Moving on, the House of Representatives has passed a constitutional amendments bill to establish state police nationwide, marking a milestone in Nigeria's decades-long debate over decentralizing policing and strengthening internal security. The bill was approved during consideration at the Committee of the Whole, presided over by Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas. Voting started after the Deputy Speaker and Chairman of the House Committee on Constitution Review, Benjamin Kalu, presented the report on the proposal and canvassed support from lawmakers, stressing the need for a more decentralized policing framework to effectively address the country's growing security challenges. The exercise was conducted manually, with members raising their hands to indicate their positions. At the end of the voting, 289 lawmakers voted in support of the bill. One member abstained, while none voted against it, reflecting overwhelming bipartisan backing for the far-reaching reform. The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANUS, has expressed worry over the delay in concluding the renegotiation of the 2009 agreement between the unions and the federal government, warning that its members are becoming increasingly agitated as the process drags on. National Vice President and Chairman of SANU Western Zone, Abdul Salam, disclosed this at the 79th Zonal Executive Council meeting of the union held at Olabisi Onabanjo University in Ogun State, noting that the union had exercised considerable patience over the years but cautioned that members' tolerance was rapidly wearing thin. He also said that the meeting brought together representatives from 26 universities across the Southwest to deliberate on issues affecting members, including career progression, remuneration, conflict management, and unresolved 2009 agreement. Salam lamented that the renegotiation process, chaired by former head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Yaeli Ahmed, is nearing completion despite several challenges encountered along the way. He disclosed that certain government officials had at some point threatened to derail the exercise, but commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for sustaining the platform that enabled negotiations to continue. A former Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Mele Kyari, has expressed shock over the arrest warrant issued against him by the Senate Committee on Public Accounts. Kyari, in a letter dated June 10, 2026, said he had previously written to the committee that the correspondence was received on May 11, informing lawmakers that he was abroad on medical grounds and unable to attend the hearing physically. The former NNPC boss maintained that his absence was due to health reasons and not an attempt to obstruct the committee's work, pledging his full cooperation with the investigation, adding that he had offered to respond to any questions from the committee in writing to avoid delaying its work. He also requested that any questions from the committee to be forwarded through his legal representatives to enable him to provide clarifications while receiving treatment abroad. It will be recalled that the Senate Committee on Public Accounts had issued the arrest warrant after Kyari failed to appear before it during an ongoing probe of NNPCL's financial records and transactions. For more on what transpired in the Red Chamber when the Senate Committee on Public Accounts probing issues relating to more than 210 trillion naira in financial dealings presented its report, Rahama Ibrahim Dosara is standing by.
The Senate Committee on Public Accounts during a sitting on Wednesday alleged ordered the arrest of former Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Mele Kyari, following his failure to appear before the committee proving 210 trillion naira audit queries relating to NNPCL's finances between 2017 and 2023. They issued the directive during an investigative hearing chaired by Ibrahim Dankombo. Meanwhile, the Senate panel is expected to submit its findings after concluding its review of the audit queries raised against the National Oil Company.
I need to give assurance to Mr. Chairman and distinguished senators present here today, and in fact all Nigerians, that there is no money missing.
We hereby rule now that anywhere Mele Kyari, the former GMD of NNPC, should be arrested and be brought before the committee. Those in support of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay.
So be it. Rahama Ibrahim Dosara, Standard Voice Television.
The news is coming to you on Standard Voice Television Global News. Still to come in the news. Troops of Operation Fansanyama rescue 119 kidnapped victims and destroy bandits' camp in southern Kaduna. On the international scene, U.S. President Trump cancels planned Iran strikes, signaling possible agreement. And on sport updates, Real Madrid names Mourinho as coach on 3-year contract. Details of these and more will be coming to you after this break. Stay tuned.
Imagine say television, movies, news and entertainment dey your pocket just like that. Welcome to Svtv app. Now the #1 digital TV app for Nigeria. Svtv app get over 100 live TV channels, breaking news, sports, Nollywood movies, small pikin shows and plenty more inside one app. No decoder wahala, no plenty setup. Just download, open, begin the watch. To get the app, just search Svtv for Google Play Store or Svtv NG for Apple App Store, or scan the QR code for your screen. Registration will take you seconds. You fit use phone number, email, WhatsApp, Google or Apple ID. OTP even dey, so make your account dey safe. For inside the app, the live TV section get over 100 licensed channels with program guide, pause, rewind and catch up. Svtv no be ordinary app. Na digital revolution. Download Svtv today.
Welcome back from that short break, and now the news continues. Troops of Subsector 5 Operation Fansanyama have rescued 119 kidnapped victims, killed bandits and destroyed criminal camps during military operations across southern Kaduna. The commander of the task force, Navy Captain Patrick Onoja Ali, made this known in Kachia, noting that the achievements were made possible through intelligence-driven operations, aggressive patrols and collaboration with local communities and other security agencies. He explained that the unit, established on January 28, 2024, was mandated to restore security across Kachia, Kajuru, Chikun, Kagarko, and parts of Zongo and Kataf local government areas of Kaduna State. According to Ali, kidnapping, armed robbery, cattle rustling, and attacks on farming communities remain the major security threats in the area, but troops have maintained sustained pressure on criminal elements through clearance operations and patrols. The commander added that on February 4, troops in Kachia responded to a kidnapping and motorcycle theft incident in Angwon Wahala, engaging fleeing suspects, neutralizing 1 bandit, rescuing 7 victims, and recovering 3 stolen motorcycles. Moving on, the Nigerian Army has confirmed the killing of a high-profile terrorist commander, Mohammed Khalifa, and the surrender of 2 senior Islamic State West Africa Province Svtv commanders, Ismail Mohammed and Abu Umar, to troops of Operation Haɗin Kai in Borno State. The acting media information officer of the Northeast Joint Task Force, Operation Haɗin Kai, Lieutenant Colonel Haruna Sani, who made this known in the statement, said the 2 commanders surrendered to troops on June 8, 2026, in the Mangari axis of the Lake Chad region, where they held strategic positions within the terrorist organization. He added that Operation Haɗin Kai has recorded another significant success in the ongoing counter-terrorism campaign following the surrender of 2 high-profile terrorist commanders to troops on 8 June 2026. Sani explained that Ismail Mohammed was a close associate of senior ISWAP leader Bashua and possessed extensive knowledge of the group's command structure and operations. The spokesperson said Abu Umar was widely known within the terrorist network as an explosives expert responsible for the fabrication and maintenance of vehicle-borne, improvised explosive devices and other combat support equipment used by the insurgents. Moving on, the Senate has ordered security agencies to intensify, track and arrest bandits and terrorists who openly display criminal activities and ill-gotten wealth on social media platforms, including TikTok. The resolution followed the adoption of a motion on rising insecurity in Kogi West and other parts of the country, sponsored by Senator Sunday Karimi during Thursday's plenary session. During deliberations, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan moved an additional prayer urging the Nigeria Police Force, National Cybercrime Center and other security agencies to monitor and arrest criminals operating openly online. She warned that criminal networks were increasingly using social media to normalize violence and project impunity. The prayer was seconded by Senator Osita Angu and received broad support from lawmakers. Senate President Godswill Akpabio described the online display of criminal activity as a direct challenge to the Nigerian state. Calling for urgent and coordinated action by security agency, he urged the Department of the State Service, DSS and other security bodies to intensify surveillance and tracking efforts. Still in the news, the Zamfara State Police Command has rescued 5 travelers who were abducted by suspected bandits along the Anka-Bukuyum Road in the state. Spokesperson for the command, DSP Yazid Abubakar, in a statement, said the rescue followed a swift response by operatives of the Anti-Violent Crime Response Unit. According to him, the incident occurred on June 10, when armed bandits reportedly barricaded the road and abducted 5 travelers. He also explained that the operatives pursued the suspects into the surrounding bush and engaged them in a gun battle. Abubakar said the operation led to the successful rescue of all 5 victims, who were unarmed. He added that 2 motorcycles believed to have been used by the bandits were recovered during the operation. The spokesperson restated the command's commitment to tackling criminal activities across the state and ensuring the safety of residents, and also urged members of the public to continue supporting security agencies by providing timely and credible information that could aid efforts to combat crime. And on the international news, U.S. President Donald Trump has called off planned strikes on Iran and signaling of a possible deal with Tehran after top-level discussions. Trump's latest abrupt reversal on the war came after what he said were the agreements of final points by numerous countries except Iran. The U.S. president on his Truth Social network said based on the fact that talks with Iran have been brought to the highest level of Iranian leadership. Trump added that discussions and final points have been, in both concept and great detail, approved by all parties involved, including the United States and Israel, who jointly launched the war in February and a host of regional allies. Meanwhile, there is no immediate reaction from Iran. Earlier on Thursday, Trump vowed very hard strikes on Iran that evening and promised to take the country's key oil infrastructure in what would have been a major escalation. And lastly, on sport update, Real Madrid has confirmed Jose Mourinho as its coach on a 3-year deal, with the Portuguese veteran making a sensational return to the Spanish capital after 13 years away. The 63-year-old replaces Alvaro Arbeloa after Madrid finishes a second consecutive season without a major trophy, falling behind domestic rivals Barcelona. The 15-time European champions in a statement said Real Madrid agreed to appoint Jose Mourinho as the first team's head coach for the next 3 seasons until June 30, 2029. Mourinho will join Real Madrid on July 13. Mourinho managed Real Madrid between 2010 and 2013, winning La Liga, the Copa del Rey and the Spanish Super Cup during an intense period of rivalry with Pep Guardiola's golden era Barcelona side. Finally on the news, here's a recap of the top stories again. President Tinubu in Democracy Day speech says terror sponsors will pay dearly. House of Representatives pass state police as constitution amendment gains momentum. Troops Operation Fonsanyama rescue 119 kidnapped victims, destroy bandits camp in southern Kaduna. On the international scene, U.S. President Trump cancels planned Iran strikes and signaling possible agreement. And on sport updates, Real Madrid names Mourinho as coach on 3-year contract. And that's the size of the global news. On behalf of the news editor Iliada Muauta and the production crew, I am Sumaya Mustafa. Thank you and bye for now.